All right, everyone, get ready. Because today we're going deep into data science.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, and the big question we're tackling is Python versus R.
The classic debate.
Which one is the right tool for you, right? We're digging into this excerpt from, what's it called? Python versus R, a comprehensive guide for beginners and professionals.
Sounds comprehensive.
Yeah, and we'll try to break it all down for you.
It's a question we get a lot. Which one to choose?
Yeah, and the guide mentions this thing called the TIOBE index.
Uh-huh.
It ranks programming language popularity, and Python's like way up there.
It's huge. It's like the Beyonce of coding languages, you could say.
Haha, yeah, totally. Over 10 million developers using it.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it means there's tons of support out there, too.
Tutorials, forums, all that good stuff.
Yeah, but Art's got a dedicated following, too, you know?
Yeah, the guide says it's got like 2 to 3 million users.
Right. And a lot of them are in academics and research.
So like more of a niche thing.
Yeah, guess you could say that.
Okay, so different vibes, but what are they actually good at? What are their strengths?
Well, Python, it's like a Swiss Army knife. You
Right.
can use it for basically anything.
Yeah.
Web development, task automation.
Really? Anything? Even like making a website?
Oh, yeah, for sure. They have these things called frameworks that help you do that. They're like pre-built structures.
Interesting. So you could build like an online store with Python.
Exactly. But when it comes to hardcore statistics, R is king.
Oh, I see. So Python's more of a generalist, and R is the stats specialist.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's like if you need really in-depth statistical analysis.
R is the tool for the job.
Exactly.
But I think some people hear data analysis and their eyes glaze over.
Haha. Yeah, I get it. It can sound a little dry.
Can you give us some real-world examples? Like, how are these languages actually used?
Oh, there are tons. The guide even mentions how Python was used to create this algorithm that can detect skin cancer.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, like as accurately as a dermatologist. They trained it on thousands of images of skin lesions.
That's amazing. So Python's out there saving lives.
Pretty cool. Huh.
Yeah, very cool. What about R? Any cool R applications in the guide?
Well, let's say you're doing a big survey. R can help you visualize all that data.
Oh, okay. So like making charts and graphs and stuff.
Exactly. It can help you see the patterns and draw conclusions.
So it's not just about the numbers, it's about understanding what they mean.
Exactly. And R is really good at that.
So Python, the versatile one, and R, the stats master.
That's a good summary.
Okay, so if someone wants to learn data science, which language should they start with?
That's the tough question, isn't it? It can be a little overwhelming to choose.
Yeah, for sure. Luckily, it seems like there are a lot of resources out there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like the guide mentions these websites, Codecademy and DataCamp. What are those exactly?
Think of them like interactive playgrounds for learning to code.
Oh, okay.
Like-
So not just boring textbooks.
No, you get to actually write code and see the results right away.
That sounds way more fun.
It is. And for Python, there's this tool called Jupyter Notebook. It's like a digital notebook.
What about R? Anything like that for R?
Yeah, R has its own thing called RStudio. It's a bit more advanced, but very powerful.
Okay, so those are good for the hands-on learners. What about books?
Ooh, there's some great books too.
Any recommendations from the guide?
Python Crash Course, that's a popular one. And for R, there's R for Data Science.
Gotcha. Okay, well, this is definitely sparking my interest.
I'm glad to hear it.
I'm starting to see why both languages are so popular.
Yeah, they both have a lot to offer. And don't forget the online communities.
Oh, right, like forums and stuff.
Yeah, places like Stack Overflow and Reddit. Tons of people sharing knowledge and helping each other out.
So you're never really stuck if you run into a problem. You can just ask the community.
Exactly. There's always someone who's been there before and can offer some guidance.
That's awesome. Okay, so we've covered the basics, some cool applications, and even where to go to learn more. But I'm curious, what about the future? Where are these languages headed?
Well, Python seems to be on a rocket ship when it comes to AI and machine learning.
It's everywhere, isn't it?
It really is. Self-driving cars, personalized recommendations. The guide even mentions how it's used in finance.
Really? Like Wall Street stuff?
Yep, helping investors make decisions.
Wow, Python's doing a lot.
Yeah.
So does that mean R is becoming obsolete? Like, is it fading away?
Not at all. R is still the gold standard for statistical analysis, especially in academia and research.
Oh, okay. So they both have their own lane.
Right. And what's cool is that they're starting to work together more. You can actually use R code within Python projects.
Wait, really? So it's like a team effort?
Yeah, you can use the best tool for each part of the job.
That makes sense. So it's not really about choosing one over the other, it's more about using them together.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. And as data science keeps evolving, I think we'll see even more blending of the two.
That's cool. So much potential in this field.
Absolutely. And the best part is you don't need to be a coding genius to get started.
That's good to hear. Sometimes it feels like you need a computer science degree just to dip your toes in.
Not at all. Remember that Python crash course book we talked
Huh.
about? It starts with the very basics.
Like what a variable is and stuff.
Exactly. It assumes no prior knowledge.
Okay, that's encouraging. And honestly, no matter what you do, understanding data is becoming so important these days.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter if you're in marketing, medicine, or education. Data's everywhere.
It's driving everything.
Exactly. So learning these languages can be a huge advantage in any career.
Makes sense. And I guess beyond the practical applications, there's also a cool, almost artistic side to data.
Oh, for sure. It's like solving a puzzle, uncovering hidden patterns.
Okay, you've sold me. I'm officially intrigued. So, if I want to dive in, should I start with Python or R? Which one is best?
Ah, the million-dollar question. Unfortunately, it's not a simple answer.
Figures.
It really depends on what you want to do with it. What are your goals?
Okay. So, how do you figure that out? How do you choose?
Well, think about what excites you. If you like the idea of building things, maybe creating websites or apps, even getting into AI.
Then Python might be a good fit.
Yeah, it's known for being relatively easy to learn, especially for beginners.
Okay, so Python for the builders. What about R?
If you're fascinated by statistics, if you like digging deep into data and finding the stories it tells,
R is calling my name.
exactly. R was created by statisticians for statisticians. So it excels in statistical modeling, data visualization, that kind of thing.
It's like choosing between a toolbox and a microscope. Both are tools for exploration, but in different ways.
I like that analogy. And remember, you don't have to pick just one. You can always start with one and learn the other later.
Yeah, become a bilingual data scientist.
Exactly. A lot of professionals end up using both Python and R in their work.
Okay, so no wrong answer, just different paths.
Exactly. The important thing is to choose the path that speaks to you and your interests. And just start exploring.
I love that. So as we wrap up our deep dive into Python and R, what's the key takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
I'd say both Python and R are incredible tools that can open up a world of possibilities in data science. And the best choice for you really depends on your own goals and the kind of problems you want to solve.
It's about finding the right tool for your own data journey.
Precisely. And who knows, maybe you'll be the one creating the next groundbreaking algorithm or designing visualizations that change the way we see the world.
That's an inspiring thought. Thank you so much for taking us on this journey through the worlds of Python and R.
It's been my pleasure. Always happy to geek out about data science.
And to our listeners, we hope you found this deep dive insightful, maybe even a little bit inspiring. Remember, the world of data is vast and full of potential, and both Python and R are amazing ways to explore it.
And don't forget, we've got links to all the resources we mentioned in the show notes.
So go forth, dive in, and discover the magic of data. Until next time, happy exploring.